Okay, so this is the most nervous I've ever been, either on recording a video or going live. This is the most nervous I've been. So I want to talk today about rip and chips or box breaks. So hopefully you guys will humor me for a couple of minutes. Okay, so I'm not going to build a suspense and just announce it at the end. I'll announce it now. I am going to be doing some box breaks. But I would like to talk about it a little bit first before I do so. I know a lot of people don't like box breaks or rip and chips. I know some people see it as gambling, just a money-making scheme, or it takes the fun out of the hobby, it's ruining the hobby. I'm not saying those opinions are wrong. I'm not saying they're not validated. I just want to talk, give my opinion, let people know how I feel, and then we can go from there. So I will address kind of the main two things that I believe people have issues with when it comes to box breaks. Is it's gambling. I get it. I understand that point of view. However, the way I see it is, if you go online or to a store and you buy 5 packs and you come home and open those 5 packs, there is an element of chance that you could get no hits, you could get hits that you don't want. You could get the best hit in the set and not want it. There's an element of chance. You have the same chance when you buy into a box break. The packs just are not being opened on your side of the camera, they're being opened on the other side of the camera. The same element of chance is there. So could you call it gambling? Maybe on a technicality. I don't see it that way. You're buying packs, you're having them opened. You have the same chance of pulling whatever hits as if you open the packs yourself. Now, if I don't know, maybe if you follow Rattle Pokémon or Opossum Bud, they do look into the more extreme negative box breaks that have happened, where the audience have been treated unfairly, and you buy in expensively and you have to jump through hoops and get your name on a wheel, and you could get nothing, or you could not get what you paid for. And that I get, and if that is what has given certain people the point of view that it's gambling, I completely understand. I get it, 100% I get it. Then with the idea of, it's unfairly priced, I get it as well. Have been looking into it. What I can say is, I now see that, there's shipping materials involved, top loaders, envelopes, tape, whatever other bits are going to use to protect the actual postage stamp. So there is a little bit of shipping there. So that does add on to the price. And then it also depends on how much the box breaker or rip and shipper is getting the product for. Now, my goal is not to charge an extortionate amount. It's to charge as fair as possible. But if you see someone that's charging more than what you feel they should be, just don't buy in. Just don't buy into the box break. And I would do the same thing. In terms of, it's taking the fun out of the hobby. Or is it shifting the fun? Some people say, I like to open my own packs. Great, open your own packs. I do too. I do also enjoy other people opening my packs on a live stream where there's 20, 30, 40 people, rooting on that you get a big pull, or having a bit of friendly competition, or having banter, and then that big Charizard is pulled and everybody has a great time, everybody's cheering you on. There's banter there. If it's a good box breaker and they've got a good personality, it's a bit of fun, as long as they're fair, trustworthy. So I don't think it's ruining the hobby. I think once it's done fair, they're obtaining the products in a fair manner, they're being ethical, they're not scamming anybody, they're being transparent. I think they're just creating a different type of fun in the hobby. That's my opinion, but I do see why some people would feel that way. So the way I see box breaks is, it's kind of a shared experience. As I said, there's that element of everybody is watching your pack being opened. And I have bought into a box break where I think I got the SIR Lacey from Stellar Crown. The chat went crazy, the person who pulled it went crazy for me. I was like, yes, This can be clipped, this can be, shared, we can see this, forever online. I got that kind of feeling from it. That's just me. You might not enjoy that, and that's fine, but I'm just pointing out why I think that they ain't such a bad thing. I've also seen communities being built and developed around it. I've seen friendships being made through it because, you join a Discord, you chat about it in the Discord, you chat about it in the chat, and you tag people saying, hey, if you don't want that, I'll have it. We can swap, we can trade. I have seen a lot of positives come from them. Again, going back to as long as it's ethical, trustworthy, fair, and there's no shenanigans behind the scenes. In that case, I've seen a lot of positive things happen from box breaks. And then, of course, you can say, I can buy these packs myself and open them myself. Why would I pay for someone else to open them and have to pay the shipping as well? You're not just buying the packs, you are buying, this is going to sound cringy and cheesy, the experience. You are though. You're buying the opportunity for everyone to watch your pack being opened, everyone to join in with you. I don't know. That's just the way I view it. That's how I see it. And then the other part I want to touch on is, is it ruining the hobby? It can. And again, it depends on the person who's doing it. It depends on the manner it's been done in. But what I'll say is, there are points of views where, it's a hobby. We shouldn't be making money off it. That's not what it's about. I get the point of view. However, if we were to compare it to other hobbies, we don't really complain that athletes have turned their hobbies into a professional career and make money off it. We don't complain that singers, artists, actors and actresses once had a hobby and turned it into a paying career. So I'm not saying this is the exact same thing, but it is another hobby. And if there's a way for someone to make a bit of money off it, again, I'm going to keep touching on ethically, fairly, in a trustful manner. Why would we say, you're okay, Mr. Athlete, go make millions a year from your hobby, but you probably shouldn't make a couple hundred thousand a year from your Pokemon hobby? That's wrong. Now, to move on to the next point, well, where are we going to get the packs from? I am not going to walk in to my nearest toy store or supermarket or LGS and buy all of the Black Bolt and White Flare and come back and sell it at $7 a pack. That is not what I'm going to do. So if you're, a fan of my channel, if you like what I do and you're like, here we go, here's someone that's going to go and fleece all the places, take all the product, sell it to us at a higher price, I'm not going to do that. I will touch on how I plan to do them. So to bring it back to me and my channel and my YouTube story so far, I've been making videos since January last year, so about a year and a half, just over a year and a half. I had a quick look. I've made around just over 100 full-length videos. I'd say about 75, 80 of those, I didn't count, are pack openings. Now, the average I would spend on a pack opening video is about 60, 70, maybe 50 on a low day. Sometimes if I do 2 videos in a week, which I've been trying to do, we're talking about 100. That's euros. That's, I don't know, maybe like, if it's 60 euro, maybe 50 pound dollars, I don't know, a little bit more. I'm not sure the conversion, but 75 to 80 videos at an average of 60 per video. I didn't do the math, I'm not going, I don't want to, but I do have to question. I love doing it, and as long as I can, I will keep doing it, because right now I can. I don't have much more leeway in the budget, as in I would love to open booster boxes in some videos all the time, but financially that's not doable. So if box breaks were to become successful, I could maybe have access to some booster boxes, to some older products, to more volume of products. I could bring more cool stuff into box breaks. I can continue to push the channel. I can push forward new ideas that I have. These box breaks, they're probably going to be on Saturdays. So they're not going to interfere at all with what I currently do. Still going to do a Friday video every week. Still going to try and do a Tuesday opening as well. The tracker videos, they are not going away. They are still at the core of my heart. I love them so much. I love the statistics. I love the guests that we have. I have the next 2 guests already lined up. We're talking. They're not going away. These box breaks will just be a little new part on the side, probably on Saturdays. Not even every Saturday because financially I don't think I could. But it was just another way for me to open the channel, another way for me to go live and interact with you guys. So nothing is going away from the normal week to week of this channel at all. Now, I did ask you guys for some feedback, and I got a lot of good feedback about me doing box breaks. A lot of people were very for it. Some people were so, not my cup of tea, but if you want to do it, go for it, support you, and I completely respect that. A couple of people DM me and said, I do not like that at all. Please don't. I would hate it. Completely respect that as well. What I'll say is, I'm not asking you to like it. Maybe come watch, see if you enjoy the fun. I watch a lot of box breaks that I don't buy into, because there's good banter, there's good, spirit, there's good atmosphere. So maybe give it a watch, see what you think. I'm not trying to sell. Don't buy in if you don't want to. Get it. But if you're completely against it, don't watch it. My normal stuff will still go on as always, week by week. If you lose all respect for me and unsubscribe and never watch me again, completely understood. Still respect you. Still very grateful for all the likes, subscriptions, comments, and support up until now. I completely get it. I just think I need to consider another way to continue to fund the channel other than me pumping in the majority of my cash week by week by week. I want to. My sealed collection has taken a hit. I haven't got to buy a whole lot for my sealed collection in quite some time. I would like to be able to do that again. I'd like to be able to grade some more cards for myself. I've gotten to grading over the last while. So I hope I'm putting my point of view across. I am going to be ethical. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to open the products on the camera. I will, do the best and fairest price that I can with the products. I'll give you a little teaser. The next one is going to be, or the first one is going to be Saturday next week, August 16th. There will be some Sword and Shield, there will be some Scarlet Violet, and a little bit of Japanese Scarlet Violet as well. Going forward, as I said, I will not walk into my LGS, local toy store, supermarkets, and clean the shelves and sell it to you for profit. That's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, and this is another benefit of Rip and Chips, is I'm going to try and get access to things that we can't just walk in and buy off the shelves right now. Some maybe slightly older products, some older sets that have gone up in value, that aren't on shelves, that you can't just get, whenever you feel like it. And I think that'll be fun, because if you want to open, some Lost Origin, you're not going to go and buy a booster box for 400 or 500, whatever it's at right now, and crack it open and just start opening packs for a bit of fun because you felt like some Lost Origin. However, if a box breaker can say, here's 2 or 3, you're more likely to go with that than try and buy a booster box to rip open. Even ETBs right now are at a crazy price. So that is my intention, is to, unless a day ever came where, this is crazy talk, I ever had a supplier, or I ever managed a crazy way to get the newest set below market price, below retail, and then could sell it to you at retail or a small percentage more. Unless that happens, it's unlikely I'm going to sell brand new stuff. So just bear that in mind. I think I've covered everything. I've given my opinion on the negative views. I've given my opinion on the positive views. I've given my intentions. As I said, if you leave the channel and never support it again, no hard feelings. I appreciate everything you've viewed, liked, commented on so far. It genuinely means the world. People that give me their time and attention, it's extremely heartwarming. I appreciate it so much. I just need to think about, if I want to keep this channel going, what do I need to do that? And I think this is going to be a way that I can keep doing it well. The box break will be as I said, next week, August 16th, a little bit of Sword and Shield, a little bit of Scarlet and Violet. If you want to get involved, I will put the information on the packs in my Discord, which is linked down below. There's going to be a channel in there for box breaks. Join the Discord, go to the box breaks channel, and I'll have it all there. If we get close to the time and it's not all sold out, I might post it on Instagram. But I'd rather, people who are viewing the channel on a regular basis, I'd love for you guys to get first choice. Yeah, that's it. I've given my opinion. I was told by a couple of close friends that I didn't need to justify myself. I'm entitled to do what I want on my channel, but to go back, and not to sound cliche or cheesy or cringy, but you've no idea how much it means to me that people just click on my video and watch, that click the like button, that comment, that interact. And I feel like it's the least I could do for something that has always had a bit of controversy around it. If I'm going to bring it to the channel, the least I can do is put a little bit of explanation and talk about my opinion and my feelings on it, out there, put it out there. So look, let me know what you think. Your support's appreciated as always. Discord is in the link below. That's all I got. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video next week.